What's good, people? Hopefully, you can hear me well. I want to start the video by saying that if at any point in the video I look fried to you, it's because I am. So it's like we can just get that out of the window. I'm fried, bro, but I'm also very connected right now, very tapped in, and if I'm being honest, it's been quite a few weeks/month of tapping in, of actually, getting right with God and trying my best to make alignment the priority, the foundation, and finding a lot of success with it. So I kind of want to tell my story about it. Actually, this me wanting to record came from an insight I had this morning. I was thinking about how, even though I'm beginning to see like the success manifest in my physical reality, how it happened and the things I've experienced have kind of flipped my perspective on things, and I wanted to share the evolution of it, because I can remember a time where I was constantly, and I mean constantly, operating from a fear of lack, operating from this constant, it's a constant hold on you. It's there in every decision you make. It's not freedom at all. It's trying to compensate, trying to fill this void up with things in a very illusory kind of description of security, something that was essentially made up, something that kind of reinforces the idea that you did not come here to feel secure, which is crazy to me, which could never make sense to me, because first of all, because security feels too great not to be like desired, even temporarily. And that's not like you're not exactly put in a position security and adventure, but like security can kind of serve as a platform for adventure, because if it's not the platform, if it's not the launch pad, then it kind of tends to end up being the destination. So security has to be part of the experience somehow. If you're born in the war, you're either going to drown with the noise, or you're going to dream of peace. And from an experience that's probably considered, which is, it's kind of crazy to me to say, like, as if life could be too peaceful. But then again, this thrill, this necessity for adventure, this curiosity we have as human beings has to be satisfied somehow. So sometimes when it's too peaceful, we long for discovery, we long for spice, like we long for and predictability. But then you go into this life probably learning about unpredictability in the worst way possible, because this kind of matrix we've all, or not all, but a lot of people watching this video probably, if we've not like grown programmed by it, then there's like an infinitesimal chance that we could have not spent our life and not be affected by it somehow. It's everywhere. It's a parasite. It's a poison, and it spreads, and it did spread. This idea that security and balance and love and community, creation, expression, all of this is supposed to be like secondary to the capital, secondary to this constant like farming of energy that has been going on for how long, really? How long has it been since like the human brain and body and heart has been enslaved, basically? Most cities, bro, most cities, most countries, especially in the West, but in other places of the world now, like they're just like human energy farms, bro. The human energy farms, they're just there to get the most out of you and into the material when you're actually bigger than the material. So it's like we're making it normal to like consider that what we create, what we've created, should own us, and not the other way around. And I don't want to throw the blame on the entire population, because it started from somewhere. It started somewhere, and it's been going on for a while, and it's been refined, curated over the years, very, subtly, very. It's a little bit. How can I say? It's a lot more in your face nowadays. But because it didn't really have the choice to. Because like truth is always going to spread eventually. Truth is like fire. Truth is like fire. Truth doesn't necessarily like need the force associated with the lie to spread. Truth is very freeing energy. It just is. It goes where it has to, and no matter how long it's like covered, it eventually like comes through. And truth is actually coming through. And the truth is, we're God, basically. Well, like physical expressions, physical concepts of God, of the divine. Like every single human being, every single plant, every single insect, every single cloud, bird, whatever It's just godly energy in different concepts. So we have these capacities, we have these affinities, we have these gifts. We're very adaptable, we're very smart, we're very creative, we're very social. As in, we're not social like, we're not meant to be social twice a year, you feel me? And maybe there could be like, I think every experience is worth its baggage, is worth its weight in lessons. But you do carry traces of things, very, very deep and very profound traces of things. It's very easy for human beings to be bruised, as resilient as they are, especially during times when they're in their purest form, which is childhood. We're very pure, we're very open, we're very observant. And we learn things, and the things we learn early, they truly, truly define our experience, because they serve as the foundation. So if the thing that you learn first is that you're dependent on this machine, you're dependent on this idea of this collective nanny that is very demanding of you, probably too demanding, but for like good reason, she says. And she'll take care of you just enough so you get by, and you actually keep taking care of her by your presence, by your essence, because she's after that. So it's like, it's basically the same as if you found someone that was very pure-hearted, very trusting and believing, and also kind, giving, caring. Boundaries are known, respected, understood, discussed. And like, you were some, I don't know, sad, traumatized experience. Like, you were everything. You were all the things. You were like a concentration of all the things that could happen to someone and take the hope away from them. You would look at this person as like the golden ticket. And like, you probably would have been starved for so long of everything that's pure about the world, that's pure about the divine in this experience. The only thing you can think about in the moment is getting the essence, when the source of the essence would probably gladly give it to you in a healthy way if you'd asked. But you don't remember what it feels like to receive. You don't remember what it feels like to ask either, to be able to ask. So you just drink the essence. And you spend so long being this sad collection of like traumatized feelings and guilt and shame and regret. That you wouldn't just like need and want the essence, you'd be dependent on it. So this matrix is basically has been run by dependent people, very dependent people. Not dependable, bro, dependent. Because they're starved. They're starved of like love, of pure essence. They're basically too far gone. They're too far gone. They're not coming back. They're not making the way back, and they know it. They know it. But they're still addicted to fear. They're still addicted to sex. They're still addicted to money. They're still addicted to power, violence, control, fame. I feel like I want to say extravagance, but I don't know. I've never considered it like a negative word. But it popped out, so I'm just flowing. But yeah, that's basically the people. That's the description of the people who have run this world for so long. Centuries. Millennia, probably. I don't know, like, history's fucked up. That's another thing, bro. History is not really history, bro. Some things are just missing, bro. Something are just... It's never sat right with me, you know. Some important thing are not there. Are not in what we've been taught. There have been like too many inconsistencies, you feel me? Way too many inconsistencies for it to make sense to me. We're all like God's expression in the physical realm. So God wanted to express himself all as every single one of us, every living thing. So we all have these abilities, affinities, and traits, and just like God's, we're meant to create. We're meant to interact. We're meant to link things together. Social creatures, funny creatures, goofy creatures. Sometimes violent, somehow reasonable, somehow resilient, somehow fragile. We're basically spectrums, you know. We can go everywhere and the opposite, but we have a necessity for balance. We are balanced at the core. This is where we're meant to be, because we're the starting point. Every single life is the starting point of things. For this experience, the entire world, to me, I know it didn't start like, if you're thinking of time as something linear, I know the world started before I was born. But my recollection of life, like, I don't even have a recollection, or maybe I do have, but I'm trying to have access to it. Can I remember the moment I was born? As vividly as, for example, I can remember the moment I walked out of my apartment and came here to record. No, bro. So, considering that, having to think about what came before, collectively, I remember. But as myself, I can just imagine. And I recall as the days go on, because I resonate with different things. I just listen a lot more to my intuition these days. And it's a very reliable compass, the heart. Very, very reliable compass. That's why we call it the core. It's the energy center. And if your energy center is off balance, you're gonna be off balance. And this is not a world. The physical world is not about the heart. It's about the expression of the heart. It's a physical expression of the heart, but it's not the source. So if we have it backwards and we consider the external world as the source, as the starting point, we react and we don't listen and we don't look for critical failures and critical deficiencies from where they come from. We don't look at the heart. When everything screams from the heart, cries from the heart, like the purest emotions, it's either the heart or the gut. Like we talk about gut feelings, it's in there, it's at the core. We don't listen to that for some reason, or we do, but then it's like we question it. And then when we start listening to it, magically life changes. Magically life is starting to make sense. Magically this balance is coming forward again. Why the fuck do you think people go on holidays and feel like this sensation you have when you've not gone on holiday for a while and you go somewhere where life just really gets slower. Pace is just different there. You're not in the rush. You're not wondering about the next day or the next file you have to upload and whatnot. Your next, and some people probably still have to do it, but it's like when you really take a long break and it's like life just flows and happen and you're spontaneous, and sometimes you want to create, sometimes you have this idea that's popping up in these times where you're the calmest, these times where you're the least forcing things, and it just happens and it clicks and everything flows and you're getting inspired and you're living. You remember what it's like to live. This holiday life, bro, is probably the life we're meant to live, bro. This holiday life is probably meant to be the starting point of society as a whole. It's supposed to feel this like peaceful, purposeful, sensible. And it's like we've created, or they've created for us, but like we have a responsibility as individuals, especially as we're awakening, more and more of us, to really understand what it's about, really understand what life is about for you. I'm a chill dude, bro. I'm chill as fuck. I just like to sit in parks, contemplate. I like to listen to music. I like to make music. I like to work out. I like to stretch, play football, play video games, family, I like a lot of things that are supposed to be chill in the ideal picture that we have of them. I just love being there, bro. And that's my starting point. That should be my starting point. For every single one of us, it's the same. And I've not done enough, I've not had enough of a chill relationships to the things I've evoked. And I want to do this, bro, more than anything. I want a healthy, chill, like godly life. I want to experience things. I want to discover. I want peace at the core. And you have something that you want at the core, but you have to listen to it and not being told by the world what it's supposed to be about. Because this is where you are meant to start as a human being, as your, purpose. This is where you're meant to start from. And everything gets clearer when you give priority to the internal circumstances and you let everything external play out as it has to. That's true freedom, and that's the starting point. But that comes with every individual making sure that they can find their way back. And the funny thing is, bro, when you find your way back, you're going to help a lot of people find their way back as well. Not necessarily, don't try to be a savior. You don't need to be a savior, bro. You just have to walk your path. I'm not saying you don't help people, but it's don't take the responsibility of other people's salvation on your own shoulders. That's for God's work. That's not your job. Your job is to follow what is being told to you by your core, by your energy center. You're being told where to go, how to go about things. Go there. Learn the language of your heart. Understand that fear is a signal, for instance. Fear is a signal. Fear is basically the moment, when you're playing, it's like this moment of tension when you're playing a video game and enemies just pop out of nowhere. And sometimes they're fucking more than you can handle at this time of the game. So you're put in really, really bad shape. So you're on 1 HP, 2 HP, 3 HP, but somehow you survive. Sometimes you don't. But let's say you survived. You're still playing the game. Many things you can do. You can quit. A lot of people do, and I don't blame them. Going from 97 HP to 3 HP at the beginning of the game will do this to someone. But if somehow you decide, something in you decides not to quit, which is kind of what happened to me. I guess I chose my heart, and my heart decided not to quit. My mind, bro, my mind thought about it multiple times. But my heart was meant to be the captain, bro. My heart, it is the thing that steers the ship. Problem is, my heart took a serious hit, so it had to kind of walk its way back to baseline, to where it could be first. Useful to the mind, and the mind didn't have to take so much onto itself. It's like, yeah, basically you have the I don't remember what's the name of like the guy that's meant to be at the top. He's watching over and he's telling people, oh, if there's land. That's basically the guy who had to take charge of the ship during the wreckage because the captain, the Heart, took so much of a hit. That's what happened to us. And that's how the world reflects it. And when we go back to the Heart, bro, when the captain comes back and he's like, okay, bro, I'm gonna do my job now. I'm ready for it. I've had enough time to reflect. I've had enough time to restore things to how they were. The captain is basically steering the wheel again. That's what coming back to the Heart does. And it's like it has to be the captain. Has to be the captain, bro. The captain has to steer the wheel. Because it was never the I think it's the watch. I don't know. Tell me in the comments if you know. But basically, it was this guy, the guy watching and telling other people where land is, what to expect, like on the horizon. He's not steering the ship. He was never meant to steer the ship, but he had to, so that the captain could come back. But it's almost like the guy has steered the ship for so long, even when the captain is back, it holds on to the wheel because he's telling the captain, bro, you've not been here all this time, you've not seen what I've seen, you have no idea what I had to do to keep us afloat. And there's this argument going on between the two. And sometimes, like, the watch is resentful to the captain, because it's like, you're the captain, like, it shouldn't have happened. I can't exactly forgive you for letting it happen, not understanding that everybody feels the wreckage, especially the one who survives. Because the one who survives has to deal with the loss, has to deal with the idea of potentially not being able to leave, not being able to stay, not being able to take on the responsibilities that income to the captain. And that will inevitably create chaos, create this loss of balance. So this is where we are. This is where we've been. This is where we've been all this time as human beings. But we're coming back to ourselves, we're coming back to our hearts, and the captains are steering the ships once again. So we're feeling it. We're feeling it. We're in two different worlds right now. We're in this transition period. I personally, bro, I feel like I'm in the right side. I'm on the right side of things for myself, because I've chosen myself again. and myself has chosen me, and myself is here with me. And what I'm trying to manifest, bro, rather than external things, are more things of myself. More growth, more expression, more understanding, discovery. My frequency, my frequency of me enjoying being there, me enjoying being me. That's my frequency. That's been my frequency, independent of external things. That's not to say they didn't really affect me, or I didn't really have to make decisions. But I've always put myself first in every decision that I made in recent weeks, months, and it's paying off. It's really, really paying off. Not in the way you'd expect, but it's paying off, and it's having an effect in me, and around me, bro. But yeah, bro, I'm good. I've been good lately. I wanted to share that. It's what we are, bro. Chilling.